Today, capitalism launches rockets, powers global markets, creates billionaires, and drives technological miracles, yet it also fuels inequality, ecological strain, and fierce global tension. To understand our future, we must return to the beginning, to the minds, the machines, and the moments that redefined human civilization. This is the long, dramatic journey of capitalism, from Adam Smith's revolutionary ideas to Elon Musk's interplanetary ambitions. Today, capitalism shapes everything: our jobs, our technology, our dreams, even our futures. But where did this immense force begin? How did a concept born in an 18th century classroom evolve into the system, powering Elon Musk's rockets and global trillion-dollar corporations? History has never been shaped only by kings, wars, or revolutions. Sometimes it is shaped by ideas powerful enough to reorganize the world. Capitalism is one such idea. It has lifted millions from poverty, yet pushed millions into struggle. But where did it begin? To understand the capitalism of today, with Elon Musk launching rockets and AI reshaping industries, we must travel back to a quiet scholar with a radical vision. Before capitalism, the world ran on feudalism. Landowners ruled, peasants worked, wealth was inherited, not earned. Markets existed, but innovation was rare, and freedom even rarer. The world was stable, but stagnant. The world was ruled by feudal lords. Power was inherited, not earned. If you were born a peasant, you died a peasant. Markets existed, but innovation was rare. For centuries, humanity lived in a slow-moving world, stable but stagnant. People worked not for profit, but simply to survive. By the 1500s and 1600s, the world began to stir. Explorers charted new continents. Merchants traveled oceans, bringing spices, silk, tobacco, and ideas from distant lands. A new class emerged: the merchants, the traders, the people who didn't rely on noble blood, but on skill, risk, and opportunity. Europe's rigid hierarchies began to tremble. People saw that wealth could be created, not just inherited. Inventions like the printing press spread knowledge faster than any ruler could control. Science flourished. Philosophers debated freedom, markets, and the nature of human prosperity. The world was waking up, and in this awakening, a revolution in thinking was about to ignite. In 1776, a Scottish moral philosopher named Adam Smith released a book that would shake the world, The Wealth of Nations. Smith believed that individuals pursuing their own self-interest could create prosperity for all, guided by what he famously called the invisible hand. Smith argued something radical: that people acting in their own self-interest could unintentionally benefit society as a whole. He wrote of an invisible hand, a natural force that balances supply and demand, creating order without a ruler's command. Smith's ideas arrived at the perfect moment. Machines were rising, steam engines roared. Entrepreneurs seized the opportunity. For the first time in history, ordinary people could build factories, hire workers, and compete. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, the Industrial Revolution erupted. Steam engines thundered, water-powered mills spun cotton at lightning speed. Machines replaced muscle. For the first time, farmers could leave the fields and work in factories. Cities expanded. Railroads spread like veins across continents. Products were mass-produced, affordable, and available to millions. Capitalism transformed from theory into a powerful engine of growth. Entrepreneurs emerged, men who saw opportunities in steel, textiles, coal, and machinery. Some became legends, like Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller. Their wealth was unimaginable, their influence unparalleled. But where there is light, there is also shadow. But capitalism's early days were brutal. Children worked in factories. Workers labored 14-hour days. Wealth concentrated in the hands of a few. This era gave birth to another set of ideas: socialism and labor rights, fighting to humanize the system. The early capitalist world was not a paradise. It was harsh, unregulated, chaotic. Children worked in mines where the sunlight never shone. Women labored in textile mills, breathing in cotton dust. Men worked until exhaustion or death for wages barely enough to survive. Cities were overcrowded, polluted, and disease-ridden. The wealth of the industrial age flowed upwards, creating a new elite class. Anger grew. Philosophers like Karl Marx denounced capitalism as exploitation. Workers organized strikes and demanded reform. Governments reluctantly passed labor laws, minimum wages, and safety protections. Capitalism survived because it learned to adapt, but its next test would be global. Two world wars forced capitalism to adapt. Governments introduced regulations, social safety nets, and worker protections. Capitalism became more balanced, a partnership between markets and state. And then, something unexpected happened: the digital age. The 1900s brought unimaginable turmoil. World War I shattered economies. Then, in 1929, the Great Depression struck with brutal force. Banks collapsed. Factories closed. Millions starved or lost everything. Faith in capitalism crumbled. Some turned to communism, others to fascism. But capitalism reinvented itself. Governments introduced regulations, social safety nets, pensions, public housing, and financial oversight. This new blend, the mixed economy, stabilized the world. After World War II, capitalism fueled a global rebuilding. Japan transformed from ashes to innovation. Europe rebuilt through the Marshall Plan. America entered a golden age of industry. For decades, the system thrived, but a new revolution was brewing, one driven not by factories, but by information. The rise of computers, the internet, and global trade transformed capitalism again. Big corporations became global giants. Information became the new currency, and entrepreneurs like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs shaped the new economy. In the 1970s, a new force emerged: the microchip. In the 1990s, the internet rewired the planet. Suddenly, information moved faster than goods. Data became the new gold. Startups became global giants overnight. Bill Gates changed computing. Steve Jobs changed technology. Jeff Bezos changed commerce. Capitalism entered a new dimension: digital, borderless, exponential. Anyone with a laptop could start a company. Anyone with talent could build an empire. But the next generation of capitalism would push boundaries even further. Today's capitalism is defined by innovators who think not in years, but in decades. Elon Musk embodies this spirit, using private enterprise to build rockets, electric cars, and neural interfaces. If the Industrial Revolution conquered the Earth, the digital revolution conquered the mind. Then the New Age seeks to conquer the universe. Elon Musk emerged not just as a businessman, but as a visionary with ambitions that stretch beyond the planet. Tesla transformed the auto industry, accelerating the transition to sustainable energy. SpaceX redefined space travel, landing rockets with precision once mocked as impossible. Solar City, Neuralink, The Boring Company, each project pushes humanity toward a future once only seen in science fiction. Elon Musk represents capitalism's newest form, the fusion of innovation, risk, and audacity, where private companies do what governments no longer dare to attempt, where the frontier is no longer just markets, but planets. But new power brings new dangers. Tech monopolies dominate data. Wealth inequality widens. Modern capitalism is not without flaws. The challenges it faces are vast, urgent, and complex. Megacorporations hold more power than nations. Wealth inequality reaches staggering extremes. Automation threatens traditional jobs everywhere. Climate change demands accountability the market often ignores. Data privacy erodes as surveillance capitalism rises. The system that once lifted millions from poverty now risks leaving millions behind. Capitalism must evolve again, or risk breaking. Under its own weight, the question returns: can capitalism continue without destroying the world it built? Capitalism today is almost unrecognizable from Adam Smith's world. The markets are faster, the stakes are larger, the players are global, yet one principle remains: the belief that human creativity, when unleashed, can transform society. Compare Adam Smith's world to today's. Then, markets were small and slow. Now, stock markets react in milliseconds. Then, production meant hand tools. Now, production is robotic, automated, intelligent. Then, wealth meant land. Now, wealth means intellectual property, algorithms, data, and ideas. The transformation is profound. Capitalism is no longer a simple economic system. It is a living, evolving force. What comes next? The future is uncertain, but filled with possibility. Artificial intelligence could automate entire industries. Biotechnology might cure diseases or enhance human abilities. Quantum computing could unlock scientific breakthroughs. Space colonization could redefine resources and geopolitics. Will capitalism transform into something more humane, more sustainable, more innovative, or will it fracture, replaced by a new system not yet imagined? History shows one truth: systems survive when they adapt, and capitalism has always adapted. From the farms of feudal Europe to the factories of the Industrial Revolution, to the data servers powering today's digital world, and now to rockets reaching for the stars. The story of capitalism is the story of human ambition. It is flawed, it is powerful, it is dangerous, it is transformative. And its next chapter is not written in textbooks or markets, but in the minds of the next generation of dreamers, innovators, and thinkers. Perhaps the next Adam Smith, the next Steve Jobs, the next Elon Musk is watching this very moment. The future is unwritten, and the world is waiting for its next great idea.